With the release of Windows 10 nearly 7 years ago, Microsoft faced a lot of backlash for its online privacy practices, from major tracking concerns to voice assistant Cortana always listening to you. Fast forward to now. Have these issues been addressed, or are they still here with us today? Welcome to Privacy Review, the series where I deep dive into the privacy of our everyday tech. This is Privacy Review Windows 11. So how good or bad is privacy and security on Windows 11? Let's start from the beginning. Upon installing Windows 11, you will get a choice of using a Microsoft account or a local account. Whether you choose one or another will make a huge impact on your privacy. That is because if you choose to use a Microsoft account, then Windows 11 will create a profile and store all of your data online. This data can include location history, browsing history, search history, app and service activity, device information, and even media activity. So yeah, Microsoft even wants to know what movie you watched last night. Jokes aside, this account is also a gateway for Microsoft to push various services to you, such as OneDrive and Office. That is because these services cannot be used without a Microsoft account. On the other hand, a local account solves all of these privacy concerns because that way your settings and computer data aren't transmitted to any servers. Basically, everything is stored locally on your computer. Now, while a local account is great for privacy, you do sacrifice some features for using it. Of course, you won't be able to use the latest version of Microsoft Office and OneDrive. You will also lose access to the Microsoft Store, which, let's be honest, isn't that great anyway. That being said, since Windows is a popular platform, there are many great alternatives to these apps. Before we move on, there's one more very important thing that you need to know about local accounts. For whatever reason, Microsoft decided to only allow you to create a local account on the Pro version of Windows 11. This means is that if you have Windows 11 Home Edition, you are stuck with a Microsoft account. Of course, on the comparison page, this isn't mentioned anywhere. What's worse is that Pro Edition users are not safe either. Recent reports suggest that Microsoft is planning to force all users into using a Microsoft account. If that comes to fruition, I can see a lot of people going back or sticking with Windows 10. The whole account issue is something that should not be ignored. Now, let's move on to some other privacy settings. During the installation, you will have the choice of disabling a lot of tracking and data collecting. This is a nice change from the Windows 10 days where this was simply not possible. After the installation, you can also quickly access all privacy settings right from the main settings menu. And best yet, disabling them is super easy, so Microsoft does get some points here. Let's now shift to another positive aspect about Windows 11. I am of course talking about its unique security features. Making its comeback is Windows Defender, Microsoft's antivirus software. It's a nice basic level of security that you get right out of the box. That being said, we still highly encourage you to get a third-party antivirus such as Surfshark 1. If you're interested, there's a link in the description where you can get that. Another feature that makes its return to Windows 11 is Microsoft Bitlocker. It allows you to encrypt your entire storage drive and protects your files in case someone manages to steal it. Now, when Windows 11 first came out, there was a lot of buzz in the media about the TPM 2.0 requirement. TPM is a special chip module that is built into your computer's motherboard. TPM enhances your computer's security and privacy by generating tamper-resistant encryption keys. This makes hacker attacks way more difficult to execute. So yay, Microsoft got a round of applause for raising the industry security standards, right? Well, no, it is only available on certain motherboards and processors. And while yes, forcing people to have the chip was wrong, it had some positive effects, such as making people A, find out more about what TPM even is, and B, think at least a little bit more about their online privacy and security. So all in all, Windows 11 offers a solid suite of cybersec features. If you have Windows 11, here are some of our recommendations to make privacy and security better. Number 1. If possible, use a local account. It is important to do this since Microsoft will keep your device always online and collect a lot of information about you otherwise. If you are stuck with Windows 11 Home Edition, then you can try disconnecting the internet completely and then switching to a local account. However, this may not work 100% of the time, and unfortunately, Microsoft may patch this workaround soon. Number 2, adjust your privacy settings. Everything from Windows to app permissions should be adjusted to not allow Microsoft or some sketchy program accessing your data. Finally, use a password for your computer. Microsoft shines here because it gives you 6 different ways to sign into your computer. Like, you can use a traditional password, a fingerprint, Windows Hello, and many others. Even if it's your home PC, it's better to have a password just to be safe. Microsoft Windows 11 is a beautiful operating system to look at and use. It has a lot of great features for both productivity and gaming. But in terms of privacy and security, Windows 11 isn't as strong as I would like it to be. Ever since Windows 8, Microsoft has been pushing a lot of tracking, and it really reaches its high point here with Windows 11. Yes, you can avoid most of the tracking by not using a Microsoft account, but the rumors of Microsoft removing the ability to use a local account is extremely concerning. It's quite the opposite of what Apple is doing with macOS Ventura, which is bringing new privacy and security features like passkeys. With all of that in mind, it's time for a privacy score. Windows 11 gets a 6 out of 10. I really hope that Microsoft reverses its decision to ditch local accounts and embraces user privacy. If you follow our recommendations, I can really see this OS hitting an 8 out of 10 on our scale. But for now, we'll just have to wait and see what the future will bring with the upcoming updates for Windows 11. If you enjoyed this episode of Privacy Review, then why not check out the other one that we did on Linux? You can check it out right here.